Hi friends, we'll continue with our chapter of integral, non-integral, wherever we all had left. We all have solved first 3 questions. Now time for us to be continuing. Now just before I continue, there were 2 entries that we all did yesterday in our last question. Now those 2 entries we are going to be recording over here. Now materials issued for maintenance. Now by default when I am writing this particular entry, I am assuming that it is issued for maintenance of the factory. Okay. And if it is issued for the maintenance of the factory, then yesterday we all have done this particular entry. You all tell me it's something grease, phenyl which is issued. Okay, so what was the entry yesterday? Factory overheads account debit to SLC. So that's why entry number 17, please record. Then yesterday in that same question only we all had done entry for carriage inwards also. Carriage inwards should be deemed to be part of your purchase cost. Tell me, whenever you all purchase the materials, it gets debited to which account? SLC. So even carriage inwards should be debited over there only. So therefore entry for this particular thing will be SLC account debit to cash bank, means to GLA. Although for this I had given a note also that sometimes ICA, instead of debiting SLC account, it takes them to factory overheads account. Okay, but that contradicts with their own other chapters. Okay, so given a choice over here, I'm only trying to give you one entry. Okay. Now carriage outwards. One thing I'm just asking, you all know the difference between carriage inwards and outwards? Yes. When the material comes in, okay, and we pay for that carriage, okay, it's called as carriage inward. That should be deemed to be part of your purchase cost. But now in this case, carriage outward means what? I have produced a finished goods. I want to deliver that to the customer. That delivery cost is my cost. Okay, that is going to be called as carriage outwards. Can we say delivery cost should be part of your selling and distribution overheads? No? Okay, so therefore in this particular case, entry will be S&D overheads account debit to GLA, that is to cash bank. Done. Now, question number 1, 2, 3 we all had done yesterday. Question number 4 was supposed to be done for homework. Now for 5th question, no, I made a question myself. Okay, so therefore you can try to be thinking what will happen in 5th. It's just a small entry, small kind of an adjustment, and then question number 6, that thing will be coming in middle. Okay, question number 5, read. Find absorption rate from the following account. So you have to find out the absorption rate from this account itself. WIP account, opening stock not interested. This is my made question. Okay, so therefore my formatting will be all useless. Okay, I'm only trying to give you the data that is required for you all. So opening stock question mark, materials 1 lakh, labor 50,000, overheads 30,000. These are overheads absorbed. So this period's material cost is 1 lakh, this period's labor cost is 50,000, this period's factory overheads is this. Hours worked in this period, machine hours, labor hours. Okay. Then on the credit side of WIP account, you always have by finished goods. So therefore, we'll take it up to finished goods. By closing stock. Obviously, this will be closing stock of WIP. This is WIP account here. Then, so whatever unfinished jobs you have, whatever unfinished goods you all have, on that you all have incurred material cost of 2,000, labor cost, of 3,000, labor cost of 2,000, factory overheads of 1,500. And for that closing stock of WIP means for those unfinished goods, how many machine hours have been worked? 300. How many labor hours have been worked? 500. That's it. Only from this data, nothing else now, obviously. Try to get me the absorption rate. One thing that I'll tell you, I've given you so much amount of information. Every method can be tried except output method. Output method will not be possible because the data of units is not there. Is that all okay? Okay, rest every information you all can try to be thinking, and after 2 minutes you will tell me the answer. What is the absorption rate? After 2 minutes only, please, not before that. Reduce the time by 25 seconds. I think that much should be enough. Tell me the answer once this timer is over, please. Okay, you are eligible to answer now. What's your absorption rate? Rupees 3, you should speak further. Rupees 3 what? Per labor hour. See, now how to test it is very simple thing. Now, first of all, those guys have not told there is departmental method. So, obviously, I think it'll be blanket method. So, blanket method. So, how many absorption rates, beta? one absorption rate. Okay, so whatever rate you all get on the debit side should be the same rate that should come on the credit side. That's very obvious because same information, same cost information goes across all the places. Example, if it was percentage of material cost method, I would have charged factory overheads as a percentage of material cost. 30,000 divided by 1 lakh comes to 30%. If it was 30% of material cost, can you say wherever there is 100 rupees of material, can you all speak further? There will be 30 rupees of factory overheads. Now try to be thinking, there is 3,000 rupees of material in closing WIP. Does its 30% comes to this particular figure?
No, sir.
No. So therefore this is not your method. Okay. So same way we are going to be trying off every damn method. Okay. Sir, it is labor cost method, sir. Let's try. This divided by this into 100 comes to 60%. But this upon this comes to 75%. Is that all fine?
Yes, sir.
Everybody can speak.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is not the answer. Now everybody always means everybody. Okay, then the next particular method. If it was percentage of prime cost method, then 30,000 divided by 1,50,000 I guess comes to 20%. But 1500 upon 5,000 I guess comes to 30%. So that's not your answer. So then which particular method to be testing? Sir, we can try to check machine hour method. Okay, 30,000 divided by 4,000 machine hours, that will give you 7.5 per machine hour. But 1500 divided by 300 comes to rupees 5 per machine hour. So it is not same no at both the places. Okay, now last thing, obviously that should be working, and that's why I'm taking that particular thing as the last thing, and that thing is labor hour method. 30,000 divided by 10,000 will be rupees 3 per labor hour. This upon this will also be rupees 3 per labor hour. So finally the company follows labor hour method and the absorption rate is rupees 3 per labor. Okay, so that is how you are going to be testing as such. Okay, so we are writing this answer. Before I'll tell you all to something else, in your notebooks you all write down. Had you all left any lines for question number 5? I am just asking.
No, sir.
No, so that's okay. You all can write over here only. It's just a one-liner answer actually. You all write down. You all fit it up in your textbook only, although I'll write it bit properly, but you all do one thing, just put an asterisk here and put an asterisk on the top of your textbook and write down over there only. So that's fine. It's a single line only, beta. Once done, do let me know. Now see, just try to visualize a situation. I cut out this, I cut out this, I cut out this, I cut out this, I cut out this. Okay. I cut out all the numbers which are there on the debit side. The debit side is not now visible to you all. Okay. And then if I ask you, you tell me what is your absorption rate. Can you tell me what is your absorption rate for certainty? No, because there will be nothing to cross check, no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm saying the last thing and tell me the answer. But suppose I only give you the credit side. Okay, no debit side. And then I give you one particular line. Company follows material cost method of overhead absorption. Tell me what will be your absorption rate. Beta, if it is told that it is material cost method, so factory overheads will be linked to your material cost. No. So therefore, then your absorption rate will be 50% of material cost. Is it all okay?
Yes, sir.
Now that is what we are going to be seeing in our next particular question. Okay, we all are starting with question number 6 that is there. The trial balance of cost ledger of ABC as on 31/12/2022 was as follows. Stores ledger account 22,600. Now see, WIP 1, WIP 2, WIP 3. Okay, now this, whatever I am going to be saying, listen to me very carefully. Now this, some people will be knowing, but then in any case, that is all fine. WIP 1, WIP 2, WIP 3. If ever it is like this, no, then obviously it is a case of something like process costing. In process costing, what all was there, I'm not interested in the entire chapter except just one small thing. Example, we try to make shirts. Okay, our finished product is supposed to be shirts. Okay, but I purchase cotton from the market. I convert cotton into shirts. But then when I convert cotton into shirts, no, I do that particular thing in 3 stages. Which 3 stages? I take cotton. In my first stage, I convert cotton into thread. Okay. This particular first stage will be called as first process. Then in the second particular process, thread that I have made, thread I try to process further and I convert it into cloth. Okay. This is my second stage. I call that thing as second process. In the third particular process, I convert cloth into shirts. Okay, this is my third stage as well as the third process. Okay, this is process 1, this is process 2, this is process 3. Can we say if it will be something like this, then output of one process will become input for the next process, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and can we say input will always mean material cost? Example, if I try to tell you this particular thing, think from first process angle, what is your final product? Tell me from first process angle, what is your final product? Thread. And then you will tell me for the second process, what is your raw material? So output of one process becomes the input of the next process. Output of one process becomes the input of the next process. Can we say output of the last process will be nothing but finished goods also for the company?
Yes.
So if ever there are things like this, no, WIP 1, WIP 2, WIP 3, output of WIP 1 will be going to which particular place? Input of process 2. Output of process 2 will be going to input of process 3. But output of process 3 now will start to be going to finished goods account. Okay, now let's try to be continuing this particular thing. Listen, direct material. Now see, those guys know have given you an opening trial balance. In this opening trial balance, no, you all have process 1, you all have process 2, you all have process 3. In process 1, you all have direct material, direct labor, production overheads. Then direct material, direct labor, production overheads, direct material, direct labor and production overheads. Then you have finished goods ledger control account and then you have the GLA account. You all tell me this is a trial balance on which particular date, beta? 1st Jan 2022 or 31st of December 2022. And see what is your required part. During the month of Jan 2023, the following transactions took place. So therefore, you are only here to make books of accounts for 1 month. And 1 month of which particular year? Jan 2023. Now see in this case, I'm not reading the further part because I want you all to be doing something first. Listen. Read this. The value of finished goods in stock as on 31st of Jan 2023 was 24,550. That's okay. Production is transferred from one process to the next, whatever I told you all. And the accounts of the receiving process, it is treated as an item of material cost. Now that will happen only. Output of one department will become input of the next department. Input means material cost here. Now this line is most important. And everybody will underline this. The company follows, speak. Company follows direct labor cost method of overhead absorption. That's it. I only wanted actually to be reading this particular line. The other lines I just read for time pass. Now, you all read this line n number of times. Those guys have told you which method they all follow. Labor cost method. You see this trial balance and get me the absorption. I don't want to be speaking the next word. I want to tell you all something. You have to tell me something. I don't want to tell you all anything. Try. Company follows labor cost method. Get me the absorption rate, or I don't want to be speaking the next word. You only see the trial balance and nothing else, huh, boss? You only see the trial balance, and company follows labor cost method. From here, you try to tell me the absorption rate. I want those absorption rates, please.
Cost will have 3.5 for labor cost, 45%.
Okay. Everybody tries to get the answers, please. It is 350%, 250% and 150% of labor cost. You all should have got that particular thing by now. In process 1, your overheads absorbed are how much? 5,600. 5,600 divided by, in this case, speak the number, 1,600 into percentage. So therefore, this will be 350% of labor cost. In the next case, it will be 250%. Last case, it will be 150%. Can we say this also tells you that the company is following departmental method and not blanket method?
Yes.
If all these three rates were same at that time, we all could have told that the company is following, in this particular case, the blanket method. But if suppose the rates are coming different, so that time the company is following blanket method. Is that all okay?
Yes, sir.
After your last account that you all have made, no, in this particular thing, okay, I think I must have written over here, leave for working note one side. So therefore, for that one side, you all come over there now. You all write down working note 1, calculation of absorption rates. Calculation of absorption rates, and write down WIP1 5600 upon 1600 into 100, 350% of labor cost. Write down WIP2, write down WIP3, get their answers also. Done, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay, listen. Now, I'm restarting this entire question because first I wanted you all to give me the absorption rates and then I wanted to continue the question in a normal way. Okay. So, let's read the question once more. You have the absorption rates with you. The trial balance of cost ledger of ABC as on 31/12/2022 was as follows. SLC 22,600. Okay. WIP1 9250, WIP2 15500, WIP3 22,400. Finished goods 22,250, GLA 92,000. Okay. Now I don't require that breakup. That breakup was basically there for that particular part only. Okay. Now listen further. During the month of Jan 2023, following transactions took place. Now you are going to be saying all the entries non-stop as fast as possible. Materials purchased on credit, entry SLC to GLA. Materials returned to supply to opposite entry, you all forget it. Then materials issued to process 1, materials issued to process 2, materials issued to process 3. Listen, for all of them, can you say materials issued means SLC account will be credited and we will debit respective process account. Is that all okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, further. Materials issued to maintenance department. By default, maintenance means maintenance of the factory beta. Okay. Yesterday we all did that. Or today we all wrote down the entry also. The entry will be factory overheads account debit to SLC. Material is going out. So therefore, in this case, credit your SLC account and then you debit it to factory overheads. Further, direct wages incurred in process 1, process 2, process 3. We all know that. So forget it. Sales, we all know that. Production indirect expenses incurred. Indirect expenses means it is overheads only beta. So Production overheads incurred, so FOH to GLAR. Administration overheads related to production, 7,000. If nothing is told, this is amount incurred. Yesterday in question number 1 I told that. S&D 5,000, so this is also amount incurred only, S&D to GLA. Further, production reports contain the following details. What details? Abnormal loss in process 1, process 2, process 3. I'll come back to this part. Goods will be transferred from process 1 to process 2, from process 2 to process 3 to finished goods. Whenever they will get transferred, they'll get transferred at cost. Now they are giving you this particular data. This also I will come back to further. The value of finished goods stock as on 31st of Jan 2023 was 24,550 and production is transferred from one process to another, and in the account of the receiving process it is treated as an item of material cost. The company follows direct labor cost method of overhead absorption. You are required to show the below accounts as they would appear on 31/1/2023 in the cost ledger of the company. You have to make your GLA account, that in any case I think you will be making. SLC account, that in any case you all will make. WIP account separately for each process, and finished goods control account. Okay. Now these accounts in any case I guess you all have made. Now listen. Now one thing that is important for me. Tell me, in your opening trial balance, do you see factory overheads? In opening trial balance, you do not see factory overheads, beta. If you do not see factory overheads, can we say that in the last period, company had not carried it forward?
Yes.
Okay. I'm raising this particular question because a time will come whereby there will be under or over absorption of factory overheads and we'll have to be thinking how to be treating it. If you'll remember our yesterday's question, if nothing is told about under or over absorption, how to be treating, can we say we do the same thing that was done in the previous period?
Yes, sir.
Now, one thing for sure, it was not carried forward, because if it was carried forward, then speak further. It would be appearing in the trial balance, right? So it is not appearing, so therefore it would not have been carried forward. It could have been any other method. Okay. Now, out of all other methods, no, always prefer, if you are not forced, to follow costing P&L method. Why? Because usually costing P&L account is a last account that will get closed. Okay. So therefore it always remains in mind that something else can be coming in costing P&L account. So therefore, in case there is under or over absorption of factory overheads, in this particular question, I would like to take it to your costing P&L account. Just one method that is not possible. That is which particular method? Carry forward. Okay, rest you can follow any other method, but costing P&L method is always the easier. You just dump it to costing P&L account and the job gets over here. Okay, now we are starting away with the question. Now question is going to be quite big. Please remain with me and try to maintain the speed. Just a sec, please. Just a sec. View to page. Just a sec. Okay. Ready everybody? We all can start?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now remain with me. If you feel that I'm going too much ahead, you can tell me to pause for a minute. Okay. Now let's start. Like always, in this particular case, we will be posting the things, that is the opening trial balance first. Okay, so we'll start away. Just before your first account, no, before your SLC account, just give a title, books for Jan 2023. Done? Listen.
Yes,
SLC account 22,600. Write down. Then WIP 1 9250 15,500 22,400, 22,250, 92,000. Now, further, we are starting away now with the transactions. Okay, so materials purchased on credit 10,625. So SLC account debit to GLA. Further, materials returned to supplier, so opposite entry. Further, materials issued to process 1, process 2, process 3. Okay, so therefore here I am writing by WIP1. Don't post it, just you write down this particular thing. WIP2 by WIP3. 5,300, 2,600, 1,700. Now, listen. Do this particular thing with me. 2 SLC 5,300. Listen, in WIP2 account, no, just write down 2 and leave that line, and then on the next line you all post this to SLC 2,600. In WIP3 also just write down 2 and leave that particular line, then you all post this to SLC 1,700. Done till here?
Yes.
Okay, further.
GLA account.
Sorry?
GLA account.
Okay?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Further. Materials issued to the maintenance department. Okay, so go to SLC account credit side, write down by factory overheads. Further. Now, direct wages incurred in process 1, 2 and 3. Can you give me the total of these, please? $15,700. So, first of all, we'll pass the entry for all the wages combined. That is wage control account debit to GLA account. Okay, so therefore, to GLA 15,700. By wage control 15,700. Can we say all these particular wages are direct wages? They will get transferred to the respective WIP account, no?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, from credit side, you all can write down by WIP1, by WIP2, by WIP3. Individual amounts 4,200, 5,400, 6,100. Now, you take them beta to the respective WIP account. So therefore, to wage control 4200, to wage control 5400, to wage control 6100. Please tally off your wage control account and finish it off. Done, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Now see, everybody is going to be doing this particular thing before we all proceed. Can we say in every account direct wages has come, beta? If direct wages has come, can we say first amount that always gets charged to your WIP account is which particular account? Which particular amount?
Absorbed amount.
Absorbed amount. For absorbed amount, you require absorption rate. Do you have the absorption rates with you?
Yes, sir.
So let's start to be doing that right now. 2 factory overheads. Now, in process 1, we charge factory overheads at the rate of 350% of 4200. Labor cost, this is your direct labor cost for this particular process, into 350%. 14,700. Further, 2 factory overheads, 250% of 5,400.
13,500.
13,500. 2 factory overheads, 150% of 61. It's 9150.
Yes, sir.
Now post these 3 things in your FOH account, please. By WIP1, WIP2, WIP3, 14,700, 13,500, 9150. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Further, sales. First entry for sales, debtors account debit to sales means GLA account debit to sales. So write down 1,05,000. And obviously, ultimately, sales will go to your costing P&L account, no? So credit side, by sales 1,05,000. Further, production overheads incurred. So these are factory overheads incurred. Just a second. These are factory overheads incurred. These are administration overheads by default incurred only. These are S&D overheads by default to incurred only. So all of them will be FOH to GLA, admin to GLA, S&D to GLA. That's okay?
Yes, sir.
Pass those 3 entries, please. Done? Okay, further. Now see, listen. Now before I will touch on this table, I am completing this line. The value of finished goods in stock as on 31st of Jan 2023 is 24,550. Can I say this will be your closing stock of finished goods?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so finished goods account, credit side, last entry beta, by balance carried down 24,550. Done. Now listen. In this table, no, I am trying to cater these lines first. Okay. How many lines you all have left for WIP accounts? 14. Okay, fine. Now, obviously, goods have to be transferred from process 1 to process 2, from process 2 to process 3, from process 3 to finished goods account, right? So, first of all, transfer from process 1. Listen, 6150, 4900. What is this here? This is this. Now, what you all will do first, write down over here, buy. Listen, WIP account, can we say from WIP1, goods will be going to WIP2, no?
Yes, sir.
So, therefore, you all write down over here, buy WIP2. Now, see one thing, very simple this is WIP account, it is stock account, real account, has to be maintained at cost. Once the goods are made over here, they will be transferred to the next process. Whenever process 1 will transfer the goods to process 2, can we say it will transfer at cost only?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. And can we say in cost what all will come? All those things that are there on the debit side will also come on the credit side, no?
Yes, sir.
Can we say whatever goods process 1 has made, for that it has incurred material, labor and overheads, all the three expenses, no? So, process 1 will transfer the goods to process 2. Is that okay, first line?
Yes.
Okay, second line. Process 1 will transfer the goods to process 2 at cost. This second line is okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, third. In cost, which all costs will be coming? Nothing to be thinking, beta. Whichever costs are there on the debit side will flow on the credit side. So, therefore, obviously in this particular case, there will be three costs. You all write down those three costs: material, labor, factory overheads. Now, you all see this particular table. Whatever process 1 has transferred to process 2, tell me for that, how much material cost it has incurred? 6,150. Write that in the inner column, please. 6150. Then, how much labor cost it has incurred? 4900. Now, you all will tell me they will not give you the information of factory overheads because information of factory overheads is implied, no?
Yes, sir.
Can we say wherever there will be 100 rupees of labor cost, there will be 350 rupees of factory overheads, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so therefore, you all tell me 350% of what over here? 4,900. Get me this amount, please. 17,150. Total it up.
28,200.
28,200. Can we say this might be output of P1, but for process 2, it is nothing but your raw material cost only, no?
Yes.
So therefore, for process 2, that one line that you had left, no, come over there and write down to WIP1. For your reference, you all can write down for us process 2, it is material cost, beta, 28,200. This everybody can tell me this adjustment was clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Finish off the next two entries from WIP 2 to 3, from WIP 3 to finished goods. Finish. Please, absorption rates are different everywhere.
So all the processes transfer entire of the goods to other process.
Speak again, please.
So the process 1 will transfer all of its goods to process.
No, beta, it will not. No. So in end, there will be some closing WIP that will be there. If it was entire, then this figure will automatically come to 0 if it will be entire. That is why they had to give you this, they had to give you this, no? So whatever those guys have transferred, in that material cost is this and labor cost is this. If they will transfer the entire figure, then closing stock, the balancing figure will automatically come to 0. We'll wait and watch for that. Okay.
$12,825.
12,825. Total is
45,455.
obviously process 3 will transfer to finished goods. 42,130.
10,395.
Total 59.
59,455.
That's
Done. Listen. Now see. Listen. In the first process example, we are converting cotton into thread. Okay. Workers were working. In middle, some of the goods got spoiled. We all called the scrap wala and we sold it to him. Okay. These are called as abnormal losses. Losses that happen. Okay. So like, you all will understand some goods will get spoiled na yaar. It might happen like that. Okay. It is not such a unusual thing that in factory goods will not be getting spoiled. So in process 1, the goods that got spoiled had how much amount of direct material inside them? 120 rupees. How much amount of direct labor it had inside them? 100. Okay. Can you say abnormal loss means goods are going out first of all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do one thing. Come over to your process 1 account and write down over here by abnormal loss. Now, abnormal loss is a loss that company will bear. Okay. These are the losses that happen due to our mistake. Our mistake means our workers' mistake. They are part of us, no? So, in process 1, whatever losses had happened, that had material of how much rupees here? 120. That had labor in this particular case of how much? 100. But obviously it's common sense that question will not give you everything, because one cost more is implied. You tell me which is that particular cost?
Factory overhead.
Factory overhead. Can I say wherever there will be 100 rupees of labor in this particular process, there will be, speak the next sentence, 350 of factory overhead. So therefore you all write down over here factory overheads 350. This will be coming to 570. Please you write down, this is 350% of 100. Done. Now go to your abnormal loss account. This is the only time we use this account. Write down to WIP1 570. Same way beta, WIP2 will also be coming. Just write down this and then start away with the other work. Go over to WIP2 now. Write down. By abnormal loss. Material, labor, factory overheads. Factory overheads obviously 250, 175 no? 595. Please write down over here 250% of 70. WIP3. Material, labor, factory overheads. 725, 110,
165.
total is 1000.
Yes.
So in exams, how do you form the judgment for how many lines we have to make?
Beta, it's standard lines except in this particular question. You all can try to be seeing from the first question. You are going to be doing the homework section, right? So you count the number of transactions, okay, you'll start to be knowing that. There is no hardcore way. Some accounts are small, some accounts are big. You do 6 to 7 questions, you'll start to realize that, okay? Now, this is done. Now see. Now, some goods were spoiled. We all see that in each and every process. We will call the scrap wala, we will sell it to him. If we can get money out of the scrap, so everybody will be doing it, right? So, whenever we are going to be selling abnormal loss, I am going to be passing the entry cash bank account debit to abnormal loss. Cash bank will not be coming, obviously GLA will be coming by GLA. 80 plus 200 plus 300. Okay, so therefore this particular figure will be 580. This entry can be passed combined because all the entries are going to be same only actually. So, 2 abnormal loss, this is 580. Now listen, come back to your first account. After some time, get this figure as a balancing figure. Just write down by balance carried down. After some time, obviously everything in WIP account is altogether done. In fact, we have done to abnormal loss also. This will be your balancing figure. By balance carried down, this will be your balancing figure. Do that thing after some time. Just write down these please. By balance carried down. Now, this is where your yesterday's knowledge will start to come of some use over here. Finished goods account. Tell me, in finished goods account on debit side, something else comes, yes or no? You tell me that first.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what comes?
Admin.
Admin related to production, no? So therefore you all write down, in this question it is no, administration related to production. That amount has to be still coming. So let's go over to that account. By finished goods. Now see. In this question, nothing has been told about absorption rate of these overheads. Sir, then what to do? Should we assume it to be 0? No. you assume under or over absorption to be 0. You can't assume absorbed amount to be 0, beta. Okay. So can we say if under or over absorption by default is assumed to be 0 because there is no way to be finding out that. Can we say this 7,000 rupees is incurred amount? The same I will be thinking will be absorbed amount also. That's okay?
Yes, sir.
So therefore 7,000. And these are implied assumptions. You might not be writing a note actually for that particular effect. So therefore 7,000. Okay. Now everybody will tell me on credit side of finished goods account, will there be some balancing figure? That balancing figure will represent what?
COGS.
COGS. So write down by COGS. Go over to COGS account. But we don't make a COGS account. Can we say we transfer this thing to COGS and then from COGS we'll transfer it to COS. So therefore that entry will be coming over here whenever you all do that. Now one more thing. Tell me in cost of sales, one other entry has to be coming. Which entry on the debit side?
To S&D account.
S&D, no? So therefore by cost of sales. Obviously in reality to beta absorption costing does not apply to this. So therefore this amount only comes over here, no? So therefore 5,000. To S&D 5,000, and this particular figure will be going to costing P&L, account debit side to cost of sales. Okay, listen. Now, just one rule. Before you close your costing P&L, just think for a second. Sir, any other accounts yet to be closed? I have not closed factory overheads account till now. Okay. All other accounts are done here. Factory overheads. Get me the balancing figure. This I am doing with you all only. Is it 3020?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Can you say this will represent your under absorption?
Yes.
Now this figure cannot be carried forward because in last period also we never carried forward. So therefore, sir, then what to do? In this particular case, you can follow any of the other methods. Okay. But in any other method, no, always don't waste your time also. Just transfer it to costing P&L account and finish it off. Come over to costing P&L account and over here now write down properly to factory overheads in bracket under absorption 3020. So So this particular figure, whenever you all get it, will be coming over here. That is by costing P&L, and finally this will be to balance carried down. Listen. What you all do? Get all the balancing figures, finish off, and just try to see once in the question. Have they asked you to prepare a closing trial balance? I'm just asking. Have they told somewhere prepare a closing trial balance? No. So therefore don't show off, don't waste your time. Okay. But once on Calcino, just try to check all debits will tally with the credits or not. Is that all okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 4 minutes I'm giving you. Finish off the entire question. Whatever is left, all the balancing figures and tally it off also, please. Start. Just check up on your Calci whether all the things are okay or not. Done?
No, sir.
Okay. Once you get the GLA balance, do let me know, please. Yeah.
So we will transfer abnormal loss balance also to
Yeah. There is one thing that is pending from our side. Sorry. One thing that is pending. I did not close one account, no?
yes.
I did not close the abnormal loss account, no? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry. What kind of people you are? You did not realize that particular account should also be closed here. You find out the balancing figure over here.
1585.
1585. Listen, this is the cost of the goods. This is the cost of the goods that have been lost because of our mistake. But out of that, 580 rupees is recovered by selling it to the scrap wala. Okay. So therefore, in this case, now this is a final loss that we'll have to be bearing, and any loss that you'll have to be bearing will get transferred to costing P&L. So one thing that you all forgot to write, and that is why I forgot to write, to abnormal loss. Sorry. Do that, and then I think all other accounts are done. Finish, please. The closing balance of GLA will be 95,645 and the profit is 31,240 or what?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Sir, क्योंकि 300 रुपये से टैली नहीं हो रहा.
It all tallies. Think. Tell me the individual balances here then. Just a sec. Tell me.
915,
Material how much?
22,915,
22,915. Closing stock of WIP is
4,980,
4,680, no? So I think you have got it why it is not tallying. Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay. Your WIP2 is how much?
19150.
150. Your WIP3?
245,
24550. 350. Your COGS, the balancing figure?
155.
155. 64, 155, 69, 155. 69, 155. Profit 31,240, no? Okay. All tallies?
Can you please show the WIP3 account?
WIP3. So I finished. No, I did know everything.
Sir, I think I have not written so.
Right.
सर मुझे भी WIP2 दिखाना है इसके बाद.
Okay.
Yes, sir, done.
WIP2.
Sir, one account, WIP1. Okay, sir. Thank you.
All done? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
I think all your debits will be totaling up for this particular figure. This is the only credit balance, no, which is there. You have tested it on the calci that it is correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now listen. Goods from process 1 to process 2 will get valued at cost. Cost will include material cost, labor cost and factory overheads. For factory overheads, use your absorption rate. Abnormal loss in each process will get valued at cost. Cost will include material, labor and factory overheads. For factory overheads, use your absorption rate. Factory overheads cannot be carried forward, that is, does not appear in the opening trial balance. Out of the remaining methods, costing P&L method is usually the best method. Before closing costing P&L account, close all other accounts. Okay, that is a mistake that I did. I did not close the abnormal loss account. Okay.